Homosexuals have been around since the beginning of time. It was the love that dare not speak its name. So for centuries, these famous people spoke and acted only in secrecy. You know, I've heard of some of them, but I decided to Google it, and I came up with 35 pages of prominent gays in history. I'm not going to go through them all now. I know you'll be grateful for that. Frederick the Great of Prussia, friend of Voltaire and writing despot. Walt Whitman, great American poet. Leaves of Grass, Song of Myself, Rock Hudson, Cary Grant, James Dean. There was even, according to one recent biographer, an American president. And since it's not totally clear whether he was gay or not, even though he and his lover around Washington were known as the Siamese twins, and his lover was referred to as his wife, Miss Nancy, and Aunt Fancy rigged out in her best clothes, since it's not totally clear, I'm not going to name the president, but I will say that when his lover was sent to France as American minister, this future American president wrote to a friend, please listen, I am solitary and alone, having no companion in the house with me. I have gone a-wooing to several gentlemen, but have not succeeded with any of them. I feel it is not good for a man to be alone. Yes, homosexuality has existed throughout history, usually something to be ashamed of, something to be repressed. It wasn't until the 19th century that a German social scientist, Karl Ulrich, told us that through no fault of their own, homosexuals are different from heterosexuals. Their desire for same-sex intimacy and affiliation, though, is intrinsic, natural-born, or shaped in earliest infancy. Progress is slow at times, Madam Speaker. It was nearly after a century that Ulrich said that the American Psychological Association affirmed that homosexuality is not a mental disorder. There's no need for a cure. In the meantime, a lot of gay people suffered in the closet, suffered for lack of what that American president termed very ardent and romantic affection. It wasn't until the 1960s that gay people mustered enough courage to step out of the closet in Stonewall in New York City in 1969. In 1977, the first openly gay man was elected, and you by now know the story of Harvey Milk in San Francisco. You by now know that openly gay people are elected at the local, state, and federal level. But did you know that after the economic meltdown in the country of Iceland, that became the first country to elect an openly homosexual leader? Lesbian Johanna Sigurðardóttir, my friend from Dover, who helped me with my pronunciations and can't be here today, told me that means daughter of Sigurdar. God bless her. Yes, Madam Speaker, progress is slow. It took hundreds of years before Abraham Lincoln could issue the Emancipation Proclamation, and another century before Americans of African American descent were granted the rights they deserve. It wasn't until, as you've heard earlier, that the Supreme Court affirmed in the Loving case, 1967, that blacks and whites could marry. Think of it. 40 years ago, blacks and whites could not marry. I guess they wouldn't be considered peanut butter and jelly, huh? Progress is slow, Madam Speaker, but there comes a time when forces coalesce, a time when we are compelled to forge ahead. We stand at the cusp of such a time today. 2 years ago, this legislature passed civil unions, but we now know that separate is not equal. Undoubtedly, you, like I, have received several emails. I was going to quote them, but I've carried on too long, so I'll just quote one that came in this morning from a lesbian who said she's 87 years old, lifelong devout Republican, her grandmother is. She worked for the Republican Party. She's donated to the GOP. She even listens to Rush Limbaugh. While the GOP is often associated with being against marriage equality, This grandmother loves her lesbian daughter, me, and my partner very much and supports marriage equality. She's not radical. There's no way you could paint her that way. She just believes in fairness. She believes this is a basic American value, and she believes that we deserve to get married. To her, it's not political ideology. It's an issue of fairness and love. Our society benefits when people are allowed to fall in love and to state that love publicly. Fear not. Life is not a box of chocolates. If someone takes a chocolate and eats it, for sure there's one less chocolate for everyone to go around. But should two gay people fall in love, embrace each other, and marry, there is still an infinite amount of love in society for gay and straight people to go around. When two people, whoever they are, find love and make it manifest by joining together, our society is blessed. Our society is blessed. This country gave birth to the greatest ideals the world has ever known. The fact that our forefathers were unable to live up to those ideals completely in 1776 is sad. But who could disagree? Who could disagree that ours is a better society today because all men can vote, not just those who owned property? That ours is a better society today because women can vote and exercise full rights? That ours is a better society today because we overcame the original sin of slavery and because African Americans enjoy full rights of citizenship, and yes, that ours is a better society today because blacks and whites can marry. We progress as a society. Ours will be an even better society when we welcome gay and lesbian citizens into the mainstream and grant them full marriage equality. When we recognize that they are entitled to pursue love and happiness with just as much vigor as anyone else, that they need no longer live lives of lies or deny their innate feelings. Finally, as I was preparing these remarks, public broadcasting was airing one of its ubiquitous fundraising specials. Maybe you saw it. Pete Seeger was singing, "Turn, turn, turn. To everything there is a season, a time to be born, a time to die, a time to plant, a time to reap, a time to laugh, a time to weep. To everything there is a season and a time for every purpose under heaven." My friends, this is our season. This is our time. A time for love, a time for peace, a time to heal. I swear it's not too late. For gays and lesbians who have waited centuries, it is late. But with your help, I swear it's not too late. Thank you.
So it's official now. There's nothing we can do. Now you're a part of me, and I'm a part of you, and we can see how 1 and 1 makes more than 2. Maybe we